Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and that's the emoji that I'm feeling. I pulled up on the screen here a bunch of frowny faces, and that's the emoji that I am currently deep down inside feeling. So, I have a cryptocurrency exchange account with GateHub, and indeed it was involved in a hack. Did I have XRP on that account? Yes, I did. So, I'm going to say, I'll give you the specifics. It's not that bad. But before I get into the specifics, to the hacker who has stolen my information, I say, don't you be taking my pot of gold, you little baby back bitch. That ain't cool. So this stems back to something from this article. Take a look. From Cointelegraph, report nearly $10 million in XRP stolen in GateHub attack. GateHub hack. So I'm going to run through this because I think that we need a little bit of a primer. I'm not sure if everybody listening is aware of this hack, and then I'm going to give you the specifics of what happened with my account, and I'm going to share with you also the email that I received from GateHub today about this. I've also got beyond that some tweets from the XRP community here, and then I'll wrap up the video with this from a Bitcoinist. Morgan Stanley devs launch high-speed crypto exchange. It's completely unrelated to the rest of the content, which is why I'm saving it for the end, but I found it fascinating because how about that? Some of the smart people from traditional finance doing stuff. But before we get going any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you don't like Moon Lambo getting hacked, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel in a show of solidarity. All right, can we do that? Because we want to turn the frowny face emojis that are on your screen right now, we want to turn those into smiles. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. Here we go. Hackers have reportedly... Oh, actually, let me read the date first. I think that's kind of relevant. So this is June 6th of 2019. All right, because this is my account is part of what I'm about to cover with you. Hackers have reportedly compromised nearly 100 XRP ledger wallets on cryptocurrency wallet service GateHub. The incident was announced by GateHub in a preliminary statement on June 6. In the statement, GateHub reveals that it was notified by some of its customers and community members that funds on their wallets had been stolen. The company estimates that hackers managed to compromise around 100 XRP ledger wallets. Although the company did... Oh, by the way, I don't know if it stated that. I didn't go ahead and dig in any further because it doesn't matter because my account itself from GateHub was part of what was compromised here. So just to clarify. Although the company did not initially identify any nefarious activities on its platform, it began an investigation on the matter, wherein it discovered increased application programming interface, API, calls coming from a small number of IP addresses. This could purportedly be the way the culprit got access to encrypted secret keys. Community member Thomas Silkjaer, by the way, he's a member of the XRP community, certainly. He's also I don't think it mentions it here. He's also a writer for Forbes. So how about that? Anyway, so Thomas Silkjaer, one of those who warned GateHub about the breach, published a report on the hack revealing that, quote, on June 1st, we were made aware that there's a theft of 201,000 XRP and immediately started investigation. It turned out that the account robbed was managed through GateHub.net and that the offending account, and then they give the address there, had stolen substantial amounts from several other XRP accounts likely to be or have been managed through GateHub.net. And then Silkjaer states that as of June 5th, approximately 23,200,000 XRP, worth nearly 9.5 million at press time, were stolen from 80 to 90 victims, of which around 13,100,000 XRP, which is 5.37 million, had already been laundered through exchanges and mixer services. So that's kind of the gist of it there. So that's what was going on, and I did report on this story at the time, and there was a lot of criticism about GateHub not responding quickly enough. And so, in line with that, I want to state that I read my first email from GateHub on this attack sent to me today, because I set up my GateHub account November of 2017. And so when I was new to the world of crypto, first of all, it's not easy to learn how to buy cryptocurrency, or it wasn't back then, to learn how to buy cryptocurrencies that weren't on Coinbase, because Coinbase, say what you will about them, very user-friendly interface, especially in 2017 compared to the competition. You know, basically what people do is they get their fiat onboarded from Coinbase and then move it to, you know, Binance or whatever, you know, your exchange of choice, and then you'd get whatever altcoins you want from there. And so the first way I ever purchased XRP, and then of course I learned about other exchanges, so I didn't do this again, but the first time I ever purchased XRP, I utilized Shapeshift, so it went from whatever fiat currency, or not fiat, whatever cryptocurrency I had. I probably used Bitcoin because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So I probably converted Bitcoin, I think it was, utilizing Shapeshift, and then that went to my GateHub account. And I knew I did it because I followed a YouTube video on how to do it. I kid you not. And I didn't understand what was happening, but it worked. So I was like, okay, cool, thumbs up. I tested a small amount first, and then I sent through a bigger amount. And it was funny, too, by the way, that YouTube video was something that, at the time, it may have been from like 2015 when this tutorial was made about how to use Shapeshift. And this guy bought something like 28,000 XRP for $180. And I was sitting there looking at it as I was purchasing around 20 cents, which, funny enough, it is today. And I was like, oh my God. So it was kind of something there. So anyway, I had my XRP on the GateHub account for not too terribly long. I don't know if it was maybe several weeks or so. And I knew all along, because I had learned very early on, okay, don't keep cryptocurrencies on exchanges. There's a lot of hacking and all this and that going on, which always concerned me. And so ultimately what I did was I did get a Ledger Nano S, and I'm not necessarily endorsing anything. I'm just sharing with you what I did. I got a Ledger Nano S at the end of 2017, and I moved all of the XRP that I had to a different account. And I actually have multiple accounts for XRP, just to kind of like, just in case something happens. I don't think anything will, because how would you know what my addresses are? I don't have them stored anywhere or anything like that. And you shouldn't either. They're not online. I'm not stupid. I don't have them in my email. I never did that. My secret keys have never been published to the webernets. I don't do that. That's a bad idea. So anyway, even so, I just have multiple accounts just to be safe here. I just didn't want to keep anything on GateHub, of course. And so transferred that off. And you know what was left on there after I transferred all the XRP I could was 20 XRP, the reserve. That's all that was in my GateHub account. And so I got this email today. Let me just go ahead and read this email, because I'll tell you right now that the hackers couldn't take the XRP I had remaining in there, because I couldn't either, because there's a reserve that has to be met there. But funny enough, so here's the I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's too long, but just let me read the pertinent part about my encrypted account information being stolen here. So it says, "Dear GateHub customer," I'm reading this from my phone right now. Recently, our security team learned additional information in relation to the June incident affecting some of our customers that we emailed you about in July. And I was reading that scratch in my head. Emailed me in July. Anyway, I'll explain in a second. As we continue to investigate, we found evidence that the following information on your account was accessed without authorization: unique account ID, email, date of account creation, hashed password, encrypted account key, and encrypted recovery key. Yeah. I don't really want anyone else to know that stuff, so those little rat bastards. So, yeah, they done stole that from Moonlambo. That's not really cool. So I was thinking, how come? Because I knew about this story, and to be honest, the reason that I never tried logging in my account is because I knew that all I had left in the damn account was that 20 XRP reserve, and so I just didn't care about it. But I got this email today, and it caught my attention. I was like, oh, okay, so my account information indeed was compromised. How about that? So I was like, how is this the first time that I'm hearing about this via email? And so I went ahead and checked my spam folder, and they've been contacting me for like the last 5 months about this, telling me that I need to like change my account information and this and all the the 2FA stuff. And so I was like, oh, how about that? Good thing I didn't have anything of actual value that anybody could take. Otherwise, this could have been quite bad. So instead, even though there was a little frowny face because I don't like getting attacked, in the end, I'll take it in stride. This is not something that is resulted in like an actual loss of XRP for me or anything like that. But a lot of people really did lose their XRP, and so I thought this would be a good opportunity to say, first of all, if you've ever used GateHub and you maybe you should, first of all, check your spam folder if you haven't gotten anything from them. Second of all, regardless, maybe log in, especially if you think you have anything on there, and maybe go through, because they actually did prompt me once I logged in. Like they required that you change everything and you get new keys and all that stuff. So how about that? Things could have been worse for old Moon Lambo, but that email that finally one of them got through didn't hit my spam filter, and it was today. And so, yay, how about that? Huh? Could have been worse. All right, next here. Here's a tweet from Adam Taryn, tagged Peter Schiff, and wrote, "We all know you are a highly intelligent and connected man. There is a 0% chance you aren't aware of XRP's future and world-changing trajectory. You are probably under an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. It's okay, we forgive you." And then tagged me along with digital asset investors. So Adam, shout out to you, good sir. Thank you very much for tagging me. And I will be honest, like I've thought about this conceptually in the past. So Peter Schiff, does he actually believe the things that he's saying? Because obviously he wants to sell gold. I tend to think like the vigor with which he speaks about this and the way in which he talks, to me it reads actually as genuine, but I'm not, see, and this is where I might differ a little bit from you. I don't think that he really knows a damn thing about XRP. Like, I haven't seen any evidence of that, because when he debates anybody, like, one of the biggest things is, he's made it very clear, like, he's very open about this, it's that he doesn't understand the use of this. I was actually just talking about this in one of my videos yesterday. He's just talking about how, I don't get it. It's not, and he talks about, he's always talking about Bitcoin, right? But he says all the other coins are even as useless. And so he's just talking about what amount of them are being used for, like, how many of the Bitcoin transactions are used to purchase stuff, and he always says stuff along those lines. See, it's not even getting used. That's the kind of the point he makes. He doesn't understand that it's actually useful or will be used. I don't know this to be the case, but based on everything I've seen from him, I don't suspect that he's aware that there's a cryptocurrency being used in the commercial production of something worldwide. I could be wrong, so Adam, absolutely, you could be right. If I had to guess, I'd say he probably just is uninformed on that, but who knows? Maybe one of us XRP community members will actually get through to him and be able to ask that one day. Like, I would love that. I will make multiple videos about that. No, that's probably too much. I'll make one video about that if that happens. That would be fantastic. But I've tweeted him, others have tweeted him, and then there's just he's never written anything back. But I also don't blame him, because there's all sorts of he's getting all sorts of interactions on Twitter and all that good stuff. All right, next I got this from XRP Crypto Wolf. And he wrote, "The Bank of International Settlement said the cost of cross-border payments is going down, and central banks are exploring ways to make further improvements. Digital innovations have reduced remittance cost and enhanced inclusion. I bet Ripple and XRP have so much to do with this." And then he has this chart associated with it. The black line is the remittance cost. It's a global weighted average. And you can see it's continually going down, but there was this little spike towards the end of 2018, and I wonder what the hell that was. I was trying to think back. Is there something that I could recall that maybe would account for that? And nothing off the top of my head, and I haven't researched it. I don't know if it would even be easy to find information on that, so I didn't bother. But anyway, the point is it's continued to go down even in 2019. And so this is probably about going to hit the floor as soon as XRP is adopted globally for settlement, right? That's good stuff, right? All right, last piece for this video. Morgan Stanley devs launch high-speed crypto exchange. Former Morgan Stanley developers teamed up to create a new crypto derivatives exchange equipped with its own cold wallet, major transaction speeds, and more. According to a recent announcement, a new high-speed crypto derivatives exchange called FIMEX, for some time, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but every time I've seen that today, I keep wanting to say Flemex. I don't know. It's something about the P. I don't know. But anyway, FIMEX is expected to see its launch in the near future. The exchange will supposedly be fast enough to execute trades in less than a millisecond and will serve institutional and retail investors alike. The new exchange was created by a group of developers who used to work at Morgan Stanley. One of the co-founders of the company, Jack Tauf, spent 11 years as a Morgan Stanley executive. In those days, he served as a global development leader for the MSET, that's Morgan Stanley Electronic Trading Benchmark Execution Strategies, BXX. He left the investment bank earlier this year in July and decided to create a team of over 30 senior developers. at least 8 of the new developers were previously executives at the bank as well. So how about that? I just found conceptually that to be quite fascinating. See, crypto is no longer this fringe thing. Okay, fine, it's not, in terms of utility, cryptocurrencies just have not seen massive adoption. Not from utility perspective, definitely not. Not even as much from a speculator perspective, whether you're talking about retail or institutional, not as much as I'd like to see ultimately. But hey, I know crypto's here to stay, and that's why I'm excited to be here, because I know what's coming. At least I think I do. Not financial advice, but I think that this is going to be a much bigger asset class than it is today. Many orders of magnitude bigger than it is today. But that's it for this video. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!